one thing I just want to point out, guys, I've had him here now. It's official, Buck 20 hasn't made it home in time. So, they are going to have their coach sub in. It's going to be Vard this time, subbing in. Reactions and thoughts to that?
Well, I mean, Buck 20 is currently negative 117 in the Pro League.
What?
Spartan negative 117. So maybe having Vard in is going to help.
Maybe. I mean, he can't do much worse, let's be honest.
It's really unfortunate, actually, to lose one of the Bucks. I think the Buck brothers are obviously a core ingredient of this team, so it will be an interesting one. It sucks that he's not here, but Vard, I'm sure, is more than capable of standing in.
You did just see on your screens there, guys, a little notification pop up at the bottom corner. Unfortunately, I was too slow. It was around about here to catch it. But we are doing a Jinx giveaway. Make sure you check out social media right now on Twitter and Facebook at ESL Halo. You can check out that giveaway. Jump in, join in. There's T-shirts, hoodies, some awesome, awesome goodies coming out of Jinx for us. But you know what, guys? Game number 1, capture the flag on Colosseum. First team to capture 3 flags will win. At the end of it, it's drawed up. There will be an overtime. First cap will take it. Excuse me, it doesn't have to take the first cap. It goes all the way out and plays it down to the final seconds. Kicking things off with 57's POV down.
Prophecy yet to win a capture the flag game type in Pro League. So this is a big moment for them. Can they get one on the board finally? As Buck 57 does grab hold of that sniper. I'd like to see him retreat a little bit just so he can get in a position to help his teammates.
Just want to put this one out there. If they do win this matchup, do we actually have any right to say that Buck 20 was the problem?
Yes.
I just wanted to throw that one out there, but never mind. Down goes one. Batchford will fall from his feet. 57 scoping in, tags up Kimbo. Vard should be able to clean that one up. Took about 5 shots, unfortunately, to take down that one shot there. Even Vard didn't catch him. Doodle comes steaming and screaming around the corner. We'll see Kimbo advancing up as well. Goes for the no-scope, gets 5. Batchford with the hot perfect medal on 57. Now Doodle scraping on the outskirts as well to try and give him some support. As we see 2 players now. Vexus, please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Neither of them die. Can he stay on the map? What an awesome use of the Spartan abilities.
Yeah, thankfully he stayed alive there, as that could have been a little bit embarrassing. Impressed with what Infused has been doing off the start, despite Prophecy having early control of that sniper side of the map. Infused were kind of throwing men one by one at that sniper rifle, but eventually they were just able to overwhelm the sniper, gain some map control, and now they can push into this flag and maybe get a pull. Batchford's actually having to pull out here because of spawners putting too much pressure on him.
You kind of mentioned about kind of jumping on them at the moment. They're flooding them. 4 members of Infused here. I'm not seeing any kills, though, on the kill feed. 2 of them are going basement. Rocket comes around the corner. It's a trade. Flux takes down 57. I believe it was Vexus who was taken down on the opposing side as well. Doodle is going to drop, so at least they can get the flag on the move on the opposite side of the base. Flux opts to not pull it initially. He will get a couple of trick shots off on the guy in the corner. Flames is just waiting there, standing strong. If Flux can get it into the bottom down on grass, that's good for them. At least bottom mid, they can try and make something happen. However, Flames looking to go for a quick retrieval. The flag could be quite an easy cap. In comes a ground pound town. Kimbo is still alive. That is an awesome bit of work from his teammates there, giving him some great support flying through the air.
Yeah, despite Prophecy getting the flag out first, Infused are now in good nick to put this one in. They will go 1-0 up. Great stuff from them. So I love what Flux did. I love how he kind of snuck around, got the flag, and just threw it bottom middle. He knew he was going to die, but he threw it out anyway.
Yeah, not only that, he was so confident to take the aim duel with the flag as well. He put down so much damage and made it easier for his team to push up, clean up some kills, and just like that is 1-0 Infused.
I think the one thing that we have to say to Infused and give them a lot of respect for is the fact that Infused flag was all the way across the 50-yard line. It was up on S3. Interesting route to take it, S3, because you are rather open. I would have preferred to have seen that drop down, go through the maze, get a little bit more cover. They did take it the high route, but credit where credit's due. I didn't even cop for this one. We got Kimbo again going in. We get the perfect kill, but I think unless somebody can make something happen really quickly, that's going to be 2-0 Infused.
And the thing is, even though Prophecy are pulling flags out, when you've got someone like Batchford who currently has 14 flag returns, the highest in the league, you can always be confident he's going to be in position to make sure it gets back. But they are now 2-0. They are relentless. They are not giving up. They are not giving Prophecy a chance to breathe. They just pushed in straight away after getting that flag cap, caught them off guard. Prophecy tried to get around to the sniper side to stop it, but unfortunately there was just too many numbers there.
The slightly dangerous thing here, Dan, is that we've got flag on the move, but look at where Sniper Rifle's gone. It's with Batchford. There's the double, checking out the triple. He's just looking on the edge. There it is. Unfortunately, doesn't find the head. We do have Doodle up top, though, looking for that kill. Absolutely jawlines Vexus. There's the third flag. That's going to go in. 3-0 Team Infused. Did we expect any less?
No. Infused there, just showing why they are currently 6-2 in the league. They've only lost 2 series, lads. They are looking red hot right now. Let's check out the scoreboard. We got 11 kills out of Big Daddy Batch. No flags, though, so please do some objective work next time. But alongside him will be Kimbo with 9 kills as well. 3 flag caps across the board spread out between Kimbo, Doodle and Flux. Nothing really of note on the Prophecy side, the standard Vard with just the 3 kills that time round. Yeah,
a little bit unfortunate. 6-6-6 and 3. Batchford once again doing what Batchford normally does. A little golden arrow next to his name. Only one hit in double-digit figures. It's kind of textbook, really. We didn't expect any less from that Infused roster. You know, we have to give a tiny little bit of credit. They did at least put up a bit of a fight. They managed to get that flag. Didn't like the route they took, but hey, it's hindsight. Easy to say.
There was no fight there.
No, yeah. That was a steamroller,
maybe for the first 15-20 seconds.
Okay.
We'll go with that. At least give me some credit.
Well, that's one thing they've been able to do well is start okay in series, but and in games especially, Prophecy. But they just seem, in that middle game, they just seem to fall apart. If they can get it to the late game, then they do all right as well. But their starting strats, great. Good stuff from Prophecy, but they need to find something in that middle game, because they just, I don't know what it is about Prophecy. I don't know how they managed to fall apart. I don't know whether they are just pushing alone, whether they're just not getting together, whether they're focusing the wrong areas, not getting the power weapons.
It just seems to me right now they're lacking that kind of player that can just take over the game, just stranglehold it. Just think about on the old Epsilon roster, they had Jimbo who just controlled power weapons all day long, and they had Snipe Drone who was just pinging face like every single map. I look at this Prophecy squad and I just don't see a player that can do that. I really don't. I thought at first it could be Flames. I mean, he did such a great job on that Epsilon roster. He was the coach timing those power weapons. You'd think he would have some kind of an idea of, you know, how to take over a game. I mean, he sat behind Jimbo and Snipe Drone for however many years it was on that Epsilon squad. But, you know, seeing is harder than doing. So obviously, you know, it's hard to replicate a kind of Snipe Drone or a Jimbo performance, and unfortunately that kind of performance is what Prophecy is lacking at the moment. They just don't have that star player that can take over the game.
Are we saying star player or are we saying main slayer? Do you think they need a big main slayer? Because we see quite a lot of negative ratios on that roster.
I think that's a good question, actually. I think that's a very valid question, because there are star players in the league who, you know, hit those flashy shots. You know, you think about a Septic, but Septic can hit those shots and be consistent as well. He can, you know, he can put up those stats and, you know, do the dirty work where possible. And then when you think back on the old Epsilon roster, you think about Snipe Drone. Sometimes he would just get pointless kills, and sometimes that's what a team needs. I mean, that Epsilon roster kind of almost fed off those pointless kills, because when Snipe Drone was hitting those faces, you know, Epsilon just took a hold of the map and were able to, you know, just run with it from there.
All right then, guys, game number 2 is back alive. You'll also be happy to know Vard has now stepped out. We do have the return of Buck 20. The train did arrive in the station. So, Harry, any particular person you want to kick this map off with? We've seen Infused do some weird and wonderful things on Truth before.
Yeah, I'm good. I think we're going to start this one off with Flux, to be honest with you. He's probably on the kind of borderline of my top 5 players in Europe at the moment. He doesn't have the best ratio in the league right now, and he's not, you know, he's putting up magical stats, but every now and then we just see him just play everything perfectly, and he's just doing everything right for his team, and he has been all season long.
I think the key thing with Flux is he's always in these areas, and he puts himself in positions where he makes sure he gets power weapons or he's in important power-up places, just to ensure that his team just has control constantly. He's not afraid of taking those 1v1 battles, and to be honest, from what we've seen throughout the whole of Pro League, he wins those 1v1 battles. That's what is important. Yes, okay, like Harry said, he's not going insanely positive, but he gets those important kills.
I like the fact that neither of these teams, because of kind of how things are standing, there's going to be absolute no fear, you know. Both teams will want the win regardless. We're still looking here. It's fair enough. It's a very hard-fought battle. We know how good Infused are, and we know how, you know, Prophecy has been struggling a little bit, but the one thing that we have to notice, I very much doubt Bucks when he's also going to be warmed up. He's going to be diving straight into a bit of a flash pan fire, so to speak, but let's kind of continue on with the game there here with Flux. He will get a nice assist there. His teammate calls out that one above his head, and he will drop down, and the scoreline at the moment is escalating rather quickly down.
It's also worth pointing out Buck 20 is back in this game, so we no longer have that substitute. It means that we do have the full roster for Prophecy, but at the moment, things still aren't working out. This was the one game type they managed to take off Infused last time they faced each other, but the early pressure at the moment from Infused is just relentless. They've got control of this pink, they've got the rifles. Prophecy are trying to do all they can to regain map control, but there's just too much pressure.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks from last season. Do you guys remember when Doodle used to just hold down P2 with this rifle? I'm just getting flashbacks right now. It's like Flux was kind of studying his gameplay from last season, and he's just doing work, and you can see how much damage the rifles really do on Truth. I mean, you can see the score right now, 15-3. That is dominant.
This is, you've completely nailed it there. Hit the nail on the head, Harry, every single time. There's one thing that we always look for Infused. This P2 area is theirs. They own it, they destroy it, they dominate it. It's not very often you see anyone go over at Carbine, even maybe to grab the Carbine, but they'll generally, 9 times out of 10, bring it back to this P side. You can kind of see when we see Kimbo going one-on-one, he does have the sword, misses the first beat down, will pick up the second one. Flames, finally, Flux goes down. They've managed to take back P2. The question is, can they do anything with it? The damage has kind of been done. 19-7 is a massive scoreline and a really, really bad hit towards your positivity going in off the start of this game. But Buck20's YOLOing in a couple of grenades there, doesn't miss, will fall off at top mid, unfortunately. And, I actually thought there was a stick, but it's actually going to be his thrusters. Gun punch comes in, double kill coming out of Kimbo, just checking down in car 1. Nobody's there. And now it's flipped on its head. He's got the BIs rotated around the Carbine. He's just going to lock this one down.
Yeah, look at the difference between Infused and Prophecy. Infused had that control, and Prophecy took so many 1v1s. They flanked so many players around just to try and gain P2. They gave away about 12 kills when doing so. As soon as Infused fell behind and gave up that map control, it took them merely 10 seconds to get back in control because they grouped up, they pushed together, they used the weapons that they had in their hands, they got those battle rifles, they got those carbines. Incredible stuff from Infused. And dare I say it, I really think they are contenders for winning this whole Pro League. They're just a fantastic squad. One
thing to know, it's textbook. So they've got Fuel Rod in hand. Not entirely sure which player's got it, but it's certainly in one of their hands. Kimbo took BR, he took Carbine, bump, rotated back round to P2. They're just picking up the weapons and moving with them. They're just forcing Prophecy off spawn. Batchford there is the one with the Fuel Rod. They're literally just laying into them and forcing them as Flames grabs a double kill. So at least that manages to bring 2 big power weapon players down and transfer them into the hands of Prophecy. Let's see if they can dig their way out of this deep, deep hole.
Yeah, the trouble is, Prophecy, all their kills are just reactive kills. They're constantly on defensive. They're constantly just trapped somewhere. And yes, they'll pick up 1 or 2 when Infused overextend slightly, but Infused are going to be more than happy to overextend and trade just 1 for 2 when they have such an incredible lead here. I mean, only 18 more kills needed. I wouldn't be surprised if Infused just continue this aggression.
I'm very happy in there to see in the kill feed Buck20 actually get a kill on the board. You can see right here, he's having a bit of an issue, but either way, it's nice to see Buck20 finally get his kill on the board. I'm pretty sure he's on the breadstick at the moment, but it's just absolute dominance here, as we expected from Infused. They're looking really good to go 2-up in this series.
Honestly, though, I don't, it's really not to be expected. This is 4 of the best players in the Pro League. He's literally probably just hopped off a train, got in the house, chucked down his bag. These guys are going to have a good few hours warm-up time. He's going to be diving straight into this game and hoping for the best. So it doesn't surprise me, and it's not something we're going to give him a lot of stick for. Flux again going to grab this Fuel Rod, and it's just at this moment in time, textbook Infused. Get the weapons, rotate round, and slap them silly, basically.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, really. I mean, they're not the Buck20 and the Buck57 that they once were. They're not 16-year-olds anymore. They can't just put constant time into Halo. This whole squad, they are working as well, so it's a credit that they do manage to put games like on the board, and they are able to kind of compete with some of these players that are able to practice, but they are just leagues behind Infused, I'm afraid, and at the moment Infused is just running away with this, and it's going to be a commanding win.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dan, and it's just little plays like this. Flux staying alive, not over-challenging to multiple of the Prophecy players, and he was no shields there with the camouflage, and he was able to stay alive with the Fjord as well. Not only are you not giving a point away to the enemy there, you're securing several for your team, because you can see how much work he's doing right here. He's going on a killing spree, for goodness sake, boys. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy, and this is why Flux is one of my favourite players to watch in the Pro League at the moment. He just seems to do everything right. He doesn't overextend, he doesn't do anything too flashy, he just gets the kills on the board, and with just 1 kill away, Infused look like they're about to take this one, barring a miracle.
Yeah, and there we have it. Game number 2 goes into the hands of Team Infused. The stake is well and truly well done. But you know what, I'm still going to say I've got to give credit where credit's due to Buck20 for just diving straight out of the house and into this game. Getting home from work, you mentioned it, it takes a lot to sustain a full-time job and also keep up to this high level of Halo, which I don't care what anybody says, regardless of the stats and the points on the board, these guys are still professional players in my eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Batchford, back-to-back games being the top slayer, this time with 14. We have Doodle there with the most assists in the game with 8 as well. Least deaths go to the man we were watching for most of the start and the end of the game, Flux, with 4 deaths there. And the breadstick on the Prophecy side, we can't be too hard on him. Like we said, Sims, he's literally just jumped straight from a train onto Xbox Live. Obviously, you've got to be a little bit warmed up before you start playing Pro League matches.
And this is the thing, like, Prophecy are not an awful squad. I've said it before that I think that they can still beat some of the teams that are in our open squad. I mean, I know I got called out for it on Twitter. Warlord was like, actually, I think we might be able to take them down. Prove it to me. I would love to see 2 incredible open circuit teams go into relegation and really put up a fight against Prophecy, but I do think Prophecy still have what it takes to move on and make another Pro League. Like, these guys are fantastic players. They are a fantastic team, regardless of lack of practice. I just think Infused, Fab, Vibe, they are too good. They are incredible teams.
Yeah, everyone seems to be clicking a lot more than... You know, you would have thought that at least managed to, even by luck, kind of stick... I mean, I say that, it really does go to, you know, say how much talent is in this European Pro League. There's no other words for it. Yes, I agree. This relegation is gonna be so hard on these guys because there is some nasty little teams. There's some really, really good players, especially that MDR squadron. You know, Sola's back at it again, trying to find... He's already been in Pro League once. Clearly he wants to come back because, once again, he did make it to relegation last time. Did fall short, unfortunately, but once again, he's back on the tail. We will find out after the Open Circuit Finals which 2 teams will be advancing to challenge these bottom 2 Red Dead Zone relegation teams. As you can see on screen, we're moving into the rig on Strongholds. For Prophecy, gents, is there any saving grace going into this game number 3?
I mean, their saving grace is they've won 2 Strongholds games. So they're out of the 3 games, 2 of them have been Strongholds. So I guess that's their saving grace. Perhaps it's one of their stronger kind of game types.
Yeah, that is kind of a saving grace, but when you see who they're going up against, I mean, one guy that we've been talking about so often now, and we said he was kind of an unsung hero, he's becoming a sung hero because we're, you know, calling him out so much for being great. Flux is actually in the... he actually has the most stronghold defenses and secures in the Pro Leagues. Not only is he defending those strongholds, he's making sure they reset as well. So it's going to be tough to try and strangle a stronghold away from Flux, especially we saw against Fabi with the
yes, this was the map that beat them on.
It was rigged strongholds, and Flux in that kind of basement, he can just control that shotgun all day long. He knows what to challenge, what not to challenge, and it's so tough to wrestle that stronghold away from him, man. He just secures it.
That's what we touched on earlier, really. He's just always in those positions. Like you said, he's got 34 Stronghold defenses, 33 secures. This man is everywhere at the moment, but I believe I've seen the corner of my eye, a tweet.
Yeah, double dose of The Sims, Gaskin and Wonderboy Halo, and lit Halo gameplay can't beat. And of course, the one thing that we do have to see, you know, we've got Tony Stark, ladies and gentlemen, on the end.
Tony Stark?
On the end of the that is a fantastic beard and mustache combo you've got going.
Oh, thank you. I've been. No, oh, okay, sorry, you.
Mate, oh, okay. I thought. Okay.
I love it.
Thanks.
Is this what we're going for? We're going for the Stark kind of look.
I don't know.
You need a couple of little diamonds here. That's what he's got. He's got 2 little like diamond
Okay, I'll
shapes.
just get hair transplants. That's all right.
Boom,
okay,
straight in.
Okay.
By tomorrow, it'll grow overnight.
Can HCS pay for that? Kind of
you get paid? You actually get paid?
He still doesn't know.
It's going to be fun when we come to finals, and he's just sitting there
my bank account
twiddling his thumbs on a controller. Unfortunately, it's not great. But yeah, okay. So moving into this one, gents, I think it's the unanimous vote. It's a 3-0. Is that what we're going for?
It's a 3-0. I don't think it's going to be like a 100-0 on Rig Strongholds. I think there will still be a fight put up by
Why
Prophecy.
did you look like that when you said that?
No.
He did. He gave a very peculiar look.
Are you calling the 100-0?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
We haven't seen. I don't think we've seen one. All Pro League. To be fair, I mean,
seen close ones.
Maybe putting aside Prophecy for now, the rest of the Pro League has been incredibly competitive, and it's been
insane.
It's been difficult to call certain game types, certain games. Sorry. I wish Prophecy could be the Prophecy we know they could be.
I could be mistaken, but I think we technically saw a 100-0 when Fab played Prophecy. They got to a 20-point lead. I think it was like 20-0. I could be wrong. Don't hold this against me if I'm wrong. But then the disconnect happened, so they had to play, and it was like 80-0.
Doesn't count.
You just shut down.
I could be wrong.
There was also, I think there was
brain's
gooses in
like
like a game, but they don't count because of restarts. Like,
well.
don't know.
But
if they're doing it on the board,
here's one thing I want to say. Imagine if Prophecy could like practice as much as some of the other teams could. I genuinely think they could be up there. I don't want to discredit them too much because Vexus is an
Leave that to Harry.
Yeah, he can do that. He can get called out on Twitch chat. Vexus, amazing player. We saw that last season in Open Circuit.
Incredible.
He just destroyed everyone. Flames obviously was a coach. He knows his stuff. He can also play as well. I mean, during the Halo 3 revamp, he was up there. He was winning tournaments, and I don't even need to talk about the Bucks. If they could practice, I think this would be completely different. Unfortunately, they can't. They are not going to make finals, but you never know. They might make it next season.
If Halo 3 Anniversary ever did come out, what this team would actually be like. It'd actually be a really scary roster.
Honestly, I still have nightmares of Flames flying at me across the man cannon.
Flames was a beast.
Oh, he would rush lobby every single time on Narrows, and you just spawn and die. It was horrible. It really. I still have nightmares.
We're going through. Let's not do this to ourselves. Okay. We're going throwbacks now. We'll stick with what we have.
Throwback Thursdays tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow because we're here, right? In 2 days of Pro League. Yeah.
Definitely not. Anyway, for everything Pro League, you can see it down there, guys. Make sure you go to proleague.com/Halos. All the VODs, all the score lines, everything you want to know, the league tables. It's all up to date, and it's all just at the touch of a fingertips. You can go and you can read up all the teams. You can get their Twitches, you can get their Twitters, Facebooks, their YouTube links. Anything you want to know about all of our players is all on there. And of course, for all the rest of the information that we pump out on social media, ESL Halo, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And of course, the one thing that we do need to talk about, the new 24-hour show. 24 hours a day.
24-hour broadcast.
You want Halo 24 hours a day? Guys, you've got it. Twitch.tv/ESL Halo is playing back. And it's not just Halo 5. This goes back all the way to HCS, Season 1, Season 2. I believe Worlds is in there. I want to say Worlds is definitely in there. Could be wrong. And then, of course, the summer season, and then the rest of the fall season. Halo 24/7. The one most important thing that I kind of want to say, guys, if you are a big streamer, if you are a big Twitch user, put it in your auto host. There's a new auto host function. So when it goes live, your channel automatically hosts ESL Halo. We want to get the viewership up on Twitch. We're going to get those big numbers. We want to break into the top 10, the top 5 on Twitch. We're going to do this, and we're going to do it together as a team. Get your auto host turned on, boys, and make sure you stick in there /Halo/ESL Halo. Let's break those big numbers once again.
It's all about synergy, Dan.
It is. I've got the most itchiest nose I've ever had. So much fell on it.
Going back to Infused, because I've got some cool stats.
Go on then, mate.
Thanks,
I know you like these.
Thanks, Halo Data Hive. Harry's got these written down as well, I'm sure. But so there's 6 statistics that Halo Data Hive tracks. So there's flag defenses, flag returns, flag captures, stronghold defenses, and stronghold secures. Now 5 of those from Infused, they're at the top. So Infused have the top flag defenses, the top flag returns, the top stronghold captures, the stronghold defenses, and top stronghold secures. That shows what a mammoth team Infused are. If they are taking those statistics away from the likes of Fab and Vibe, then I think they could do it. I know last season Infused, they came second and they fell short at finals. I don't think they'd mind me saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, 4th place for Infused last season was great for them because there were some new boys there. But this season, if they qualify in second and get that second seed and then they went to full 4th, that wouldn't be an achievement for them. They need to be pushing for those finals, in my opinion.
So, 2 things then that we look, and I want to kind of step back for a second. We're just getting a little bit of an issue with some of the players, guys. We'll be on with the show as soon as possible, but everything needs to be fair, so we're letting them do what they need to do. Let's take a quick step back to the summer season finals, Infused. For me, 2 things went hella wrong. 1, Warlord was not playing up to the Warlord standard that we know. I give a big shout out to Stu. Big fan of Stuart Graham. I think he's a fantastic player. The most important one, and I said this would happen, if they played Vibe and went to a Game 7, they were going to lose it. I knew it, and I felt it. I didn't think there was that anchor of a veteran and seasoned style player. There was no real big voice in the back.
The problem with that Infused Vibe series we saw at finals is the fact that if Infused won one objective game, if they could take one objective game away from Vibe, they won the series.
But they did. That was the worrying thing. Yeah, game 6 was, and then we went to that Game 7, which was a Slayer.
They won all the Slayers previous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They lost that last one. I think it just kind of came down to, you know, I just really think they needed a veteran player on the roster to keep the young guys' heads in focus, in check. This is what we need to do. Let's not bottle it now. Let's stick to us guns, stick where we are. And I think that was the only thing that he lacked. Now, coming into this season, you've got Kimbo on there. Kimbo knows what it takes to sit on a main stage, to to go to Worlds.
And by the way,
Doodle, by the way,
we talk a lot about Flux, you know, trying to amp him up as a bit of a player, but we don't speak nearly enough about Kimbo. He's an absolute superstar for this Infused team.
I'll always say
he's top KD in the league right now. That's insane.
You called it. All that time. Back at the, what was it again?
That was the Battle of Europe, HCS
Battle of
Season
Europe.
1.
We were sat in a room, and he literally said to me, "This kid is going to be a god," and stats prove it.
He's
already won one season.
Complete superstar for Infused.
From that, he lost that, and then he's gone from what we've got. Summer season finals.
Yep.
He's been to Worlds.
Yep.
He beat several teams at Worlds, and now he's here again, doing it all again. He's not out of the Pro League. He's still cracking on. But at the end of the day, guys, it's a team effort. This is what Halo 5 is all about. Honestly, the better team wins, not the better person. Strongholds on the rig, 100 points to win the match. This will be your third and possibly final map of this best of 5 series if Infused can do it once again. On board with 57 off the spawn.
Now, I said Prophecy are very good with their starting strat, so I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do on Rig Strongholds. It does look like Bug57 is going to sit back and capture BR base before they even think about any other stronghold. Flames has managed to secure himself the camouflage as well. Extremely important, especially against Infused, especially against a team like Infused who are very good at controlling those power-ups. Nice perfect kill as well out of Flames, and now he can push on to get Nest. And we say it time and time again, Nest is extremely important to hold on Rig Strongholds.
I love this play, standing on the edge, so he avoids the grenades. Kimbo comes steaming in, 20 and 57, getting back-to-back kills. They also have the railgun. Bachelor Dancer's back in the kill feed with a shotgun. So for now, they've got the power-up, they've got the power weapons. They did, of course, have the objectives, but he's kind of fallen, slipping between the fingers.
Yeah, that was the kind of perfect scenario that Prophecy kind of wanted if they wanted to win this game. And yeah, Batchford won't realise that player is below him, but what Prophecy essentially had all of the Infused players there just kind of scrambling towards Strongholds, trying to just overextend to try and make a play happen. And that's what Prophecy kind of need to do in this game. If they can get Infused just kind of banking on their individual talent and pick them apart as a team, they certainly have a shot of winning this Rig Strongholds game.
They certainly did, but just as you say it, Harry, it looks like it's all kind of going to pot right now. We've got the power weapons definitely in the hands of Kimbo, shotgun and a railgun to boot. He's going to come steaming into tower with the shotgun. Down goes one grenade, grabs a hit marker, cleans up 20, snaps him straight in the back. He sees one player. He's going to put... No, he ain't. He's actually going to chase this one down, which is...
Does Vexus not have a radar?
Oh!
Yes, Vexus does have a radar. He just ninja'd Kimbo.
He just ninja'd the most positive player in Pro League. We've just spoke up about how amazing Kimbo is, but he just got embarrassed. Not sure it's going to make too much of an impact, but it's still on the highlight.
Rest in peace.
Why did you do it?
You know who else has ninja'd Kimbo in the past, though? This guy right here.
Yeah?
But, yeah, I think Kimbo's just one of those ninja'able players. I think that's just what it is. He just loves getting his ankles broken.
Yeah, he's going to be quite annoyed. And of course, you know what actually happened to Flux last week as well when we watched him play up against Pulse. So, let's see if it tilts them. Probably not, to be honest with you, because this is still a dominant force no matter what ninja you throw at them. 57's going to tee up for a ground pound, but it's too late. Vexus is going to come steamboating in. Unfortunately, Doodle not capable enough to get that final shot off, even though he was trying. Triple cap is in effect. The time is ticking along here for Team Infused. Vexus is going to get absolutely jawlined and given a blue screen as well. Flux will hide in white corner. He's got eyes on every single prize. This is such a great place to grab any line of sight. You've got your eyes on all 3 plots. He's going to pre-charge that up and pre-fire as he comes in again, steps in, steps out, takes down Buck 20. There's a second one. Doesn't aim for the floor, which I thought he was. There's a killing spree. And at the moment, Flux just anchoring Whitehall and being a complete nuisance.
Yeah, Prophecy right now are kind of just falling into the Infused trap. They're dying one by one, and you can just see in the kill feed Infused just banking on their individual talent once again, just picking off Prophecy players one by one.
There's literally just lamps to the slaughter at the moment. It's a shame because Prophecy did start well. They got the nest, they had the camouflage, but as soon as it gets to setting up, Prophecy just fall apart, as I said. But just that middle game, they lack any sort of control. Unfortunately for them, Infused have everything plus control. These guys know how to set up. They've got the players that know exactly what position to be on the map. They scout all angles. They make sure they can see everything, every push position. And Kimbo is just going to be running through these guys at the moment.
Hey, honestly, it might be almost 90 points to 5, but we saw Kimbo getting injured on stream. So honestly, guys, it was well worth watching his POV. 57, oh, he just walks into a trap. 2 members absolutely dominate him. 20 there as well, falls in his brother. Another one goes down in white corridor. That's 3 members down. Vexus is left on his own. They're going to be spawning in back bunker, but you know what? Look at this. You can see above him on connector. There's 2 more players there. They're going to light him up. They're going to drop down to BR. And honestly, 3 members all there. They can just pin them in there. However, saying that, they've actually got both plots, so that will stop the final cap at least. I thought it was all over. Honestly, I think it could be now.
Yeah, they've just managed. They just turned around and said, "Oh, we don't need BR base. Let's just grab Nest." As they only need 1 more point to take these series 3-0. It's what we kind of expected. Unfortunately, Prophecy were without Buck 20 for the first game, and then we had probably a not warmed up Buck 20 just getting back from work late. Infused just sheer leagues above Prophecy, unfortunately.
And Flux, top slayer in the game, 13 kills from him. Batchford not too far behind with 10. He also had those 5 secures as well. That was most in the game by far. So Batchford just doing the work. Saw him patrolling the basement for a little while as well. Doodle with most captures and just, again, just a well-oiled machine that are Infused. And then you look at the Prophecy side, just not enough slayers across the board. And they go down 0 and 9.
Would I be saying GG no re, that's 6th place for them? Or does it still
that's
kind
100%
of...
guaranteed now.
Yeah?
Yeah, there is no way.
A little bit unfortunate, so it will be, no matter what happens, either VW, and correct me if I'm saying this because you guys are much better at maths than I am, it will either be VWS or Pulse Gaming who get to decide which team they now play in the online relegation.
That is correct. Because of that loss, it means they are 0 and 9, so the best they could finish is 1 and 9, and with Pulse already having 2 wins, that secures them at bottom place. Will they go 0 and 10? I mean, it's looking likely, and it's going to be a record that will probably sit in the books for quite a while.
Yeah, at this point you kind of want to, right? I mean, at least if you go 0 and 10, you kind of set a record, right? I mean, how many other teams could say?
Oh, there it is.
that was just disgusting. Just a moment of silence, please, for Kimbo's ankles.
That was... why did he chase it?
You said it. You've ninja'd Kimbo, and I think he's one of those players that when he's got you in his sight, he's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to kill you. I'm going for this one." And he probably thought the shotgun shot was going to kill him.
That's what happens when you spend too much time with Brandon and Mose, and you start padding, because they are stat
He could have shot him earlier, but I think he wanted to get close enough so the shotgun killed him in 1 bullet, and when it didn't, then he just allowed himself to get ninja'd. But it was a good one. It was for the highlight reel.
Yeah, exactly. I like the way at the end of the game as well, he was kind of just like spinning around, ground pounding. It's just like style points, you know. I like that. Bit of personality out of a player. That's what I like to see. A bit of personality.
Well, speaking of personality, we do have our very good friend Batchford coming up on the line very soon, so we can speak to him and see how he's feeling. I think the more important thing I want to be asking Batch is, you know, and you guys can line your questions up now, but get his feelings on what the difference. I mean, I've got pretty much the answer. I know what he's going to be saying about this one, but how he's feeling going into this one, the improvement that he's made towards fall season finals. I think they'll be kind of the old Brandon and Mose scenario where the summer season has shown him what he can do, what he can achieve, what's there for the grabbing and what's there for the getting. And certainly his team's improved, so I can see him at this point in time anyway besting his summer season finals placement.
Do you want to hear something absolutely disgusting?
Go on then, my friend.
Me.
Let's hear it.
If Vibe beat Fab, going into the last day of Pro League, we will have a 3-way tie for first place.
Well, I watched quite a disgusting series last night, and that doesn't look possible at this moment in time because Jim's kind of quit streaming for practice, so they really want the win. Speaking of another person who wants the win, Mr. Ryan Batchelor. Can you hear me, my friend?
What's up, dude? How's it going?
How you doing, fella? You all right?
Yeah, I'm buzzing.
All right, then. Another win. I'm fantastic. Thank you very much for asking. Another win, then, in the books, dude. So how are you personally feeling in comparison to this same time last year in summer season?
Well, last time in summer season, I think we were really confident going to an event. Like, we had a really good online season record. Like, I think we're like 7-3 or something like that. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head. But yeah, we went confident going to the event, and I think it's the exact same going into now. But now we have the experience of playing on LAN. That was like my first major event, as you were saying on the stream there. And I wasn't like nervous, but like when I was playing on the stage, like my hands were literally shaking. Like I had pins and needles in my hands, like, and I still played really well somehow. Like I don't know how. But yeah, I think this team's sick. Like Robbie's a huge addition to the team. The guy puts up numbers, as you were saying on the stream as well. The guy's like plus 100 or something in KD. Yeah. It's just insane. Like, how does he do it? I don't know. I watched the phone back and I don't understand how he does it.
We've been asking ourselves that after seeing him getting injured, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he screamed.
He would have been happy.
Since the roster change, Batch, what has Doodle brought to the team, and was Havoc the problem?
No, I wouldn't say Peck's the problem. I love Peck, man. But I would say Doodle brings to the team leadership. Like he's been to Worlds. Like, he's not the leader as per se, but he's really cool, calm, and collected. And you can tell because he's been to all these major events. Like, if you've been to all these events, like, he's got all this experience. Like, he just knows like what to do, when to do it. And it's just, I just think he's just the clutch factor we need. Like, no offense to Peck, but he's a great coach, man. Like, he has the times on point.
Is he going to be
coach?
Is he going to be coaching you again at finals?
Yes, he will be. Yes.
That's good.
Good. Batch, talk to me about the next game. It's a mouth-watering match. You've had a chance to play both these two teams. It's the battle of the top two for now. Vibe versus Fab. Who do you see winning?
Probably 100%. Just no, Vibe are an amazing team, but as you're saying, like Jimbo, like he really critiques himself a lot. I can definitely see him like pulling out all the stops in this series. Like he plays sick when the pressure's on. So yeah, I think they'll win. It'll be a close series though. I think I'll go to game 5, but I think
I can see that happening as well. And finally, give us your thoughts about Pulse versus VWS. Obviously, a lot of finals implications going on there as well.
I think Chalky in particular has improved a lot over the past few weeks. Like people have kind of mocked him a little bit, saying like, "Oh, he just doesn't play the game, that and that." But I've been watching them scrim, and he's the Chalky of old. I think he's going to go off against Pulse. Like, and if Chalky goes off against Pulse, like SOG can do all he wants to snipe mate, but he's lost. Like Chalky's just too OP. I mean,
yeah. I mean, to be fair, we've seen it. It's the one thing that we've got to say about Jake White. You can give him a lot of crap for what he does online, but as soon as he gets to a live event, it's just
he played sick summer. Yeah, he played sick at the summer finals. Like,
but he's got to get there.
Yeah. It's certainly the way. Just really quickly then, Batch. 2 questions. 1, when are you going to start streaming again? Everybody wants it, brother. Come on.
Soon TM, man.
Soon TM. Soon TM. That's what I like to hear. And finally, the one thing that I do always see, they've always given you a lot of support, just like they have myself and many other people. The people over on Team Beyond, they love you. You've got your green bar on there. To anyone who's a fan of your batch and supporting you, especially those guys over in the NA scene, what have you got to say?
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Like, they really supported me. I remember when I first joined that site, it was a clickbait article. So I've improved a lot, I guess, since then. And, you know, they gave me the motivation. You gave me the motivation as well, Sim, so I have to thank you a lot.
Bible thump in the chat.
I have always... This is and I'm gonna blow your trumpet here, Batch. He's a Kimbo scenario. He's one of those that I saw as a young talent that says he's going to be good. He made it to Pro League. I give you a lot of crap online. I'm not going to lie about that. I give you a lot of stick, and you give as good as you get, but you've always carried me in arena, so it's all good, brother. Congratulations once again. And again, one thing that we haven't actually said properly, congrats on the win against Fabi, because that is massive for your teams, not only for you as people.
Give me an interview, dude.
Blame Sims. Blame Sims. Hashtag blame Sims.
Don't blame me. It's
always blame Sims.
Oh, always blame me then. Batch, I'm going to let you get off. Thank you so much, and congratulations once again on your performance so far, dude.
All right, man. Peace out. Have a good stream. Peace.
What a nice guy. What a nice guy.
That's a very interesting thing that he said about Chalky. I mean, you know, we haven't really mentioned Chalky that much this season. I mean, we've touched upon about the fact that he's starting to do a little bit more objective. He's becoming this more kind of well-rounded player. But the fact that he says Chalky's going to go off against Pulse, that's very interesting. I kind of want to see that now.
And Chalky's the most negative player on that team right now. And that isn't the Chalky that I'm used to. I mean, Chalky is usually the one putting up those stats. He's the one who's getting those kills. So it is kind of crazy that he has kind of fallen into that hole. So I am really happy to hear that he has been practicing. He is trying to turn those performances around. And now I'm even more excited for that series.
Oh, yes.
Jake Landwhite. That's all he is, man. As soon as he gets here at a live event, Chalky does what Chalky does best. And we will be seeing it very, very shortly. Guys, we're going to take a very quick break, mainly so you don't have to hear us rabble on for much longer. Do stay tuned, though, as we have some more awesome European Halo esports action coming right up after this short break.